Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's your forecast.
In a shocking interview with Oprah, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle spoke about their decision to leave the royal family. Meghan Markle said there was a strong undercurrent of racism toward her and their son Archie.
And also concerns and conversations about how dark his skin might be when he's born.
What?
And
who is having that conversation with you?
Markle would not reveal who said that, saying it would be too damaging to them, but Harry did tell Oprah after the interview it was not Queen Elizabeth or Prince Philip. Joining us now to talk about this via Zoom is our royal expert Paul Coit, and they are just going to watch that special. It's going to air on British television tonight, but obviously a lot of it has been leaked this morning. Paul, how is it going over there?
It's crazy, actually, to be honest with you. Everybody's talking about it. There's no other story. Everybody in the streets are talking about it. They're allowed on the streets, obviously. And every news broadcaster, every radio station, everywhere. It's absolutely everywhere. And this is before it's even aired. So once everything does come out, then tomorrow, I mean, things are going to go crazy. It's interesting, Robin, that you mentioned the fact that we don't know who said this about the colour of the baby's skin. And it's turning, and if it wasn't so serious, it would sound like a crazy whodunit, because people are now going to be going, okay, so it's not the Duke of Edinburgh, it's not the Queen, so where does that leave us? Is it possibly now Prince Charles? Is it Camilla? Could it be William? So really, it doesn't help saying that it's not the Queen or the Prince Edinburgh or Duke of Edinburgh, because it's just narrowing the field down, and people are going to be trying to guess who it is. So whether it's going to be left there, I really doubt.
So if people there, they take sides, how does it fall out there? And do they feel after hearing this comment that maybe they're not telling the truth, or they just don't care?
Again, it's 50-50. We don't know.
Really?
There's
Wow.
plenty. I really do think it is from the people that I've spoken to. I couldn't give you an exact poll, but again, it seems a lot of the younger people that are thinking, poor Meghan, this is terrible. What's happened to her? The way she's into this institution, she's finding herself within this firm. She shouldn't have to put up with it. Well, then you've got the older generation that are very, very pro-Queen, very pro-royal family, thinking, this just isn't right. So it really is split down the middle. Maybe, I don't know, it's very difficult for me to say, but maybe slightly towards the royal family. It's hard to say, but we're seeing both sides. There's plenty of people having their view on both sides.
We're just seeing clips on Twitter of Piers Morgan, who's, Good Morning Britain, and his co-host Susanna Reid, and that's like a polar. She supporting Meghan Markle, he is just bashing her. And is that... Are they both, you say it's 50-50, they're both pretty much representing how it's going there, huh?
Well, is what's going on there good cop, bad cop? That's the question. I know your relationship between you two is completely harmonious, and you'll always agree. I know how you work, because you're professionals there.
Right.
But when it came to Piers was absolutely going crazy from 6 o'clock this morning, and then Susanna is in this situation where she's, well, let's calm this down a little bit. There are both sides. There's two sides to it. So it's a bit more like that, I think, than anything else. But he's going crazy.
So, Paul, the word that kept popping up in that interview was trapped. But doesn't Meghan Markle kind of know what she's getting herself into at some point? I mean, Harry sort of had to give her some insight.
I would have thought so too. You get stories that I had no idea what the royal family was like. I had no idea who he was, the sort of life he led, and you think, really? Did you not have any clue at all? You didn't know what was going on? It does make you wonder. I mean, it really is. Like I mentioned earlier, it's like no family. It's like no situation that anybody could find themselves married into. But how much he really knew, it's hard to say. It really is hard to say.
I'm just wondering, what was the motivation, do you think? I mean, Harry has got to know that this is going to burn a lot of bridges with his family. Is it just, do you think it's support for his wife, and do you think this is something they felt the need to say after all this time? I'm wondering what your thoughts are on that.
No, I think it is support for his wife. I think it's absolutely 100% support for his wife. Whether he felt that the whole clan or crew or group or family or institution, whatever he wants to call them, was inherently bad. He's not said that. There's not anything that he said. But if we do look at the interview and think of the things that he has said, it's going to be really difficult to try and come back to this, because you could say things about your family, but in front of billions of people around the world, are they just going to welcome him back with open arms? I mean, who knows? We hope that the match, that their marriage lasts forever, and they're happily, and they live happily in California, and everything's fine and everything's rosy.
Yeah.
But we don't know. The history with royal weddings and royal marriages has not been great over the years, and if anything does happen, Meghan has a career. What happens to Harry? Does he then go back to England with his tail between his legs? I don't want to look that far forward, but, who knows? I think it's going to be tricky to try and heal these wounds, because they're going to get deeper, I think, over the next week or so.
Paul, who drives all this? Is it the Queen? Is it Charles? Is it a combination of them? Is it a bureaucracy that's, faceless and nameless?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of that. The Queen will have final say, but she is advised. For example, one of the latest things that's come out over the last hour or so was the meeting that Harry requested with the Queen, and then she said, I'm too busy, I don't have time in my diary. Then he blamed that on bad advice, and you think the Queen, she's been the head of state since 1952. Is she going to take bad advice from someone? No one is going to have as much experience in the crown as the Queen does. So is she going to be taking bad advice? I don't know. That's what Harry says. Maybe she did, maybe she didn't. But she didn't meet him.
Wow. Well, Paul, thanks for checking in with us again. And
Thanks,
there's
Paul.
how you can follow Paul.
Oh, there it is again.
Yeah.
Great picture, yeah. All right.